Hi guys, my name is Caddy Wumpus. I'm sure you know me as a teacher that likes to teach and explain circuits and building and everything on YouTube. I'm back again with another tutorial about the mood chips, how they all work, how you can implement them into your room, and what your functions are for every single one of the chips. Please note, in this tutorial I'm going to use CV1 chips. I do not want you guys using CV1 chips. They're extremely limiting to creativity. You can't customize them very well, and I'm going to have a CV2 video posted about that very soon. Please bear with me. I'm trying to post both at the same time, but for right now, I'm going to explain it with CV1 so I can try to, explain anything that we're missing right now. So I'm going to get in that tutorial right now, and I hope you guys have a great day. Mood chips are what we use for everything that are visual that aren't on our builds, including the sky dome, which are the colors around the sky. If you want to change the sky color, the ground color, that's what you use. The fog chip, which allows you to add fog to your room. The sun, which you can see the sun, it's blaring down on my face. And the background objects, which is your mountains, your clouds, your stars, those kind of things. To put it simply, mood chips are going to be used in most of the rooms that you use, unless you're using like Rec Room Studio, which a lot of people don't have access to. So I'm going to be going over the mood chips, the CV1 and CV2 variants. CV1 is on the right, you'll see them right here because they can track without me looking at them. But look at these, you'll see all these little chips over there. Hopefully by the end of the video, you'll know how to use these ones, and we can change out these ones, or change to use these ones instead of these ones, because the CV1 ones are kind of eggy. Let's get started. So we're going to use the CV1 chips. The first one is going to be the sky dome. You might see that when I grab this, it changes a little bit. That's going to be exactly what it does. It changes the color of the background. First thing we're going to do is go to Tools on our Maker Pen. We're going to press Configure. Click onto the pen, onto the chip, and you'll see this funny menu pop up. You can change the colors of the sky bottom, sky top, ground bottom, ground top, and horizon. For right now, I can kind of, explain how all this does. If I change the sky bottom color, you're going to see it turns all red and spooky. This is the exact same thing for every single thing. Sky top is going to be what you see straight up. Sky bottom is more like the horizon. Ground bottom is going to be directly down, and ground top is going to be if you look off the edge. You can see off the edge there's a little bit of green. That's because I still have the ground top color is green. Down here you have the horizon. The horizon is that little yellow bit that comes off the red towards the bottom. If I want to get rid of that, I could just get rid of the horizon strength here down at the bottom. If I want the horizon, maybe I'll change it to blue so it's easier for you to see. I'll turn up the strength. And now we have this fun little cool red and blue horizon. And I can also change the horizon size. So if I want a lot more blue than I want red, then I can change the horizon size to come up. We have priority, blend in time, disable blend out time. These are kind of spooky. Blend in time is going to be if it's activated, the amount of time it's going to take to blend in with your current surroundings. So if I drop this Maker Pen here, you'll see it immediately turns from the other sky to this one. And if I just go to configure it again, it's going to instantly go. Blend out time, blend in and blend out time are what allow that to ease in. So blend in time is going to change a sky dome to another sky dome, and I can set that to be 2 seconds. So it'll take 2 seconds to blend in from the prior sky dome to the one that I have now. And the same for blend out. Blend out is just the exact same thing, but opposite. And your priority value here is just priority over other sky domes. So if this one has a 1, then it'll apply priority over any other sky domes you might have. Ease in and out is also checkable, uncheckable. You can change this. If you want it to be able to ease in and out, then you can do that. That'll be what allows you to do enable blend in time and blend out time. And down here you have exclusive to player role. You can change it so maybe if I buy a VIP role, the sky will turn blue, which would activate with this role chip here. Alright, next we have our sun chip here. The sun chip, you're going to be able to move it around, but for right now, I got to configure it to actually change the sun. So you'll see up there, there's a little bit of the sun. Can't really see it from the camera, but it's up there. When I configure this, it's gone. How do we fix it? So this little green point right here is going to point the sun in the direction it goes to. If I point it straight forward, the sun's directly behind me. If I point it a little more up, a little bit more up. With our sun chip, we have its sun intensity, which you can increase and decrease, which will make the sun and its emission a little bit more intense or a little bit weaker, depending on which slider you use. Shadow strength, which changes the strength of the shadows, which is going to be what comes out of the sun. If I have it all the way up here, I'm going to have super hard, super easy to see shadows. But if I turn it all the way down like this, you're going to have shadows that are not too easy to see. Please keep in mind that shadows do not exist for lower-end devices like Quest and mobile. So if you are editing this and you can't see any difference, that's the reason. Disk size is that little white bit in the middle. That circle is going to get bigger or smaller depending on the slider. Sun glow size is the little emission on the outside. That'll get bigger or smaller depending on this slider. So if I change here, you'll see that glow size goes up and down. Glow horizon is the rate at which you could see it. So if I have it all the way up, you're going to see the little ring on the bottom get way bigger. If I turn it all the way down, if I turn it all the way down, Rec Room sliders are great. There will be no little bit underneath it. It'll be sun. Blend sun position. This is going to go with your other move chips, but it will help it blend better with your other move chips if you're trying to combine them. Flip sun on horizon will be the exact same thing. If you have your horizon set on your skybox, it'll blend it in with that horizon. And you have your normal mood settings that we talked about before with priority, enable blend in time, disable blend in time, ease in and out. The next chip is our fog chip. Fog chip is one of my favorite chips as we can add some fog to the room. I'm going to hit configure on my maker pen. I'm going to go to the very top. And this one is actually really simple. So we can change the color of the fog, the start distance, and fade distance, and then we have our normal mood settings. So I'm going to make that fog red, just for ease to see. And right now we don't really have any fog. Where's the fog? Well, the start distance, you can imagine this. I'm going to explain it the best I can as you. Start distance is 0, so this is going to be 0 coming off yourself. So I'm going to say I'm 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. So the distance expands away from you. So right now the fog is set at 800, which is very far from me. I want to close the fog in. I'm going to bring it closer to myself, which is going to make it more visible to myself. To do that, I'm just going to do the fade distance. I'm going to turn this down maybe to 100. So we can see that, and now you'll see that around the corners of my room, you're going to see that fog is starting to fade in. And I'm just going to keep turning it down. And as I keep turning it down, the fog is going to set in more and more. And if I turn it all the way down to like 10, fog is beginning to set in more and more. This is 0, which means that the fog is completely covering me, and then everything is going to be enveloped in this fog. You want a fun little effect that'll change the color of every single thing in your room. You can use the fog chip to cover completely with the fog. And alternatively, if you want the fog to just be extremely close to you, you can do that. And maybe block the color a bit more with gray. You'll see now that the chip here, actually you can't see it on my screen. You'll see that that I'm starting to get blurred out the further away I go. That's because the fog is applying to me in my head here. And then we have our normal mood settings. Our final chip is the background objects chip. Background objects are the things like the clouds there. You can add optional mountains, stars, space stars, you name it, it's probably in there. To access this, of course, we're going to go to Tools, we're going to go to Configure, press on the button, and you're going to see all kinds of stuff. I'm going to move over here so you can kind of see the outside here. You can definitely see that. Alright, background objects, mountains. You can change the color of the mountains. For right now, I want low mountains, and it's going to change it to brown by default, and you'll see there's low mountains over here. I can change the color of this if I want to. Make it orange. I can have orange mountains, or green mountains, or yellow mountains, or sienna mountains. That's what that's called. If I scroll down, I can see the rotation. This will allow you to rotate the ring around the outside. It's just one big ring. If you don't like how that one looks, you can rotate it a little bit to make it look like that instead. Transparency, if it's on 100, it's not going to be transparent at all. If I lower it, it's going to become more and more transparent as it goes around. And down to here where you can even barely see it. So the lower it goes, the more transparent it gets. At 100, it will not be transparent at all. Next thing we have is background objects is clouds. The clouds, we can use our far clouds, high clouds, large clouds, medium clouds. Far clouds are those tiny little ones that seem like they're more far away. High clouds are clouds that are just going to be up way more and are a lot like far clouds. Large clouds are close clouds that are going to be big. I'll rotate it so you can see more. Those are some big clouds. And medium clouds are like large clouds and they're just as close, but they're just medium, not as big. Same for the rotation piece down here and transparency. If you don't want your clouds to be super viewable, then you can just turn down the transparency and make them a little bit easier on the eyes. Next is the stars. Stars down here, we have night stars and we have outer space stars. Up here, at the very top of there, you'll see that one little star. That's our night stars. Those are just going to be directly above you. I don't believe I have to show the show off with my handheld camera for this one, because the outer space stars has a lot more and it surrounds a big area, and night stars will just be directly up. So if you are only having, your sky viewable from one place, then you could just throw in some night stars. If you want your stars viewable from everywhere, outer space stars is your go-to there. And again, you could change the transparency, rotation, and color depending on your wants and needs. You have the moon, which will allow you to use full moon or spooky moon. This will actually overlay on top of your sun chip. I switched it over to my OVR capture so I can help you see this a little bit better. When you have the sun, it's going to overlay the moon as well. If you want to get rid of the sun that's around the moon, you would just change the intensity, turn that all down to you can't see the sun anymore, and then you can angle the sun chip. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I explained it well. I hope I, covered all the bases. If you have any questions, again, down in the comments. I'm always there to answer your questions. And like always, I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.